What if the cat you've been dreaming of turns out to be a lot harder to live with than you expected? Maine Coons look majestic, loving, almost perfect, but behind that beauty lies a reality most owners never talk about. Before you bring one home, there are a few things you seriously need to know, and some might just change your mind completely. 1. They have a strong predatory instinct. At first, it might sound impressive owning a cat that's an expert hunter. And yes, Maine Coons were once prized for their ability to catch mice and keep homes pest-free. But what many people don't realize is just how strong that instinct still is. This isn't a cat that plays at hunting. This is a cat that takes it seriously. And if you have smaller pets like birds, hamsters, or even ferrets, that instinct can quickly become a real problem. Even if you try to keep them separated, all it takes is one moment, one mistake, and things can go wrong fast. So before you fall in love with their size and beauty, ask yourself this: are you ready to live with a cat that still thinks like a predator? 2. They need constant mental stimulation. At first, buying a few toys might seem like enough, but with a Maine Coon, it rarely is. These cats are incredibly intelligent, and basic toys lose their appeal faster than you'd expect. What excites other cats might bore them in minutes. Maine Coons don't just want to play, they want to be challenged. Puzzle toys, interactive games, new environments. They crave stimulation that keeps their minds working. Without it, that boredom doesn't just sit quietly, it builds up. 3. They are prone to feeling lonely. Maine Coons may look independent, but emotionally they're far more social than most people expect. They don't just coexist with you, they like being around you, following you from room to room, quietly staying nearby. It's their way of staying connected. The problem is that connection goes both ways. If you're gone most of the day, busy with work, and spend your evenings out, your Maine Coon may start to feel that absence more than other breeds would. They won't always act out, but the loneliness is there. 4. They need very careful attention. There's no denying it. Maine Coons are stunning. That thick, flowing coat is part of what makes them so iconic. But what many people don't realize is that this beauty comes with constant maintenance. Their long fur doesn't take care of itself. Without regular brushing at least 2 to 3 times a week, it can quickly become tangled, matted, and uncomfortable. And once those mats form, they're not just messy. They can actually cause stress and even skin issues for your cat. 5. They're more prone to genetic health issues. Maine Coons are often described as strong and hardy, but being a purebred comes with hidden risks that many people overlook. Behind that powerful appearance, there's a higher chance of certain genetic conditions that can develop over time. Some of these include heart disease, muscle disorders, kidney issues, and even joint problems. While responsible breeders try to reduce these risks through testing, nothing is ever completely guaranteed. And when health problems do appear, they can be both emotionally and financially overwhelming. 6. They are very expensive. Falling in love with a Maine Coon is easy until you see the price tag. These cats are not cheap. A well-bred Maine Coon can cost anywhere from $1,000 to over $2,000, and that's just the beginning. You might be tempted to look for cheaper options online, but that's where things get risky. Many low-priced listings come from irresponsible breeders who skip vaccinations, health checks, or even mislabel mixed cats as purebred. What looks like a bargain at first can quickly turn into higher costs and bigger problems later. 7. They need extra-large cat furniture. Most cats are perfectly happy with a standard cat tree. A Maine Coon? Not even close. These cats are much larger, heavier, and far more powerful than the average breed, and that changes everything when it comes to their environment. A regular cat tree might wobble, bend, or even break under their weight. And when that happens, it's not just inconvenient, it can actually be dangerous. Maine Coons need sturdy, oversized structures that can support their size and give them enough space to climb, stretch, and explore safely. 8. They come with higher food bills. At first, feeding a cat doesn't seem like a big deal until you realize how much a Maine Coon actually eats. These are large, active cats, and their bodies demand more fuel than the average house cat. Cheap, low-quality food won't cut it. Maine Coons need high-protein, nutrient-rich diets to support their size, muscle, and energy levels. And that kind of food, it costs more, and they need a lot of it. Over time, those daily meals add up faster than you might expect, so it's not just about feeding a cat, it's about consistently providing the right kind of nutrition. And the real question becomes, are you ready for the long-term cost of keeping them healthy? 9. They need more space than you think. Maine Coons don't just take up more space physically, they need it to feel comfortable. Their large size means they can't simply squeeze into tight corners or small living areas the way other cats can. These cats thrive when they have room to move, explore, and claim their own territory. Without enough space, they can become stressed, restless, and uncomfortable, especially in crowded homes or small apartments with little room to escape. 10. They can be surprisingly anxious. You might expect a cat this big to be bold, confident, even fearless. But Maine Coons can be surprisingly sensitive. Many of them take time to adjust to new environments, unfamiliar people, or sudden changes. Loud noises, crowded spaces, or too much activity can easily overwhelm them. And instead of standing their ground, they often retreat, hiding away until things feel safe again. This means they don't always fit well into chaotic households or constantly changing environments. So before you bring one home, ask yourself, can you provide a calm, stable space for a cat that feels more than it shows? 11. They often form a deep bond with only one person. Maine Coons are known for being loving, but that love often comes with a catch. Many of them form a deep, almost exclusive bond with one person in the household. To that chosen person, they can be incredibly affectionate, loyal, and attentive. But to everyone else, they may still be friendly, just not the same. The connection isn't as strong, and it can feel like you're seeing a completely different side of the cat. 12. They'll always be as playful as kittens, forever. It sounds adorable at first, a cat that never loses its playful side. And yes, Maine Coons often keep that kitten-like energy well into adulthood. But what many people don't expect is just how intense that playfulness can be. They don't just casually chase a toy and stop. They explore everything, climb everywhere, and get into situations that feel almost impossible to predict. Curiosity never really fades, it just gets bigger along with them. 13. They shed a lot of fur. That beautiful thick coat everyone admires. It doesn't just stay on your cat. It ends up everywhere: your couch, your clothes, your bed, even places you wouldn't expect. Maine Coons are heavy shedders, and there's no way around it. If you're not prepared, your home can quickly start to feel like it's covered in fur. And it's not just about looks. Keeping things clean requires constant effort. Regular brushing, frequent vacuuming, and ongoing maintenance become part of your routine. And there's one more detail many people don't talk about. Their long fur can trap dirt, especially around sensitive areas, which means extra care is sometimes necessary. So before you fall for that luxurious coat, ask yourself, are you ready to live with it every single day?